Then, in the late 1990s, American archaeologist Tom Dillehay went to Peru. Dillehay wasn't interested in the famous Moche sites with their huge pyramids. Instead, he decided to survey some little-known Moche sites in a valley known as the Jequetepeque. What he found would shatter the established theory.
When we do what we call a complete survey, it's a foot survey, and we cover the entire valley. Our purpose is to make sure that we find every site, including the large towns and urban cities, all the way back to farmsteads and even small burial plots.
Many of the sites were so remote they had never been explored before. John Warner is a member of the survey team. Warner uses a specially adapted GPS system that maps the terrain he's walking over.
It gives me a diagram, it gives me a map, it plots out where these various features are across the landscape, and gives me a fantastic bird's eye view of the relationship of these objects to each other from a perspective that I would never be able to achieve just from eye level.
The maps they created show walls, floor plans, and street patterns that can't be seen from the ground. Methodically, Dillehay and his team studied artifacts from dozens of similar settlements. But then they set about dating the sites.
We're able to date most of these sites in the valley through excavation. What we find are organic remains, foods, bone remains, trash, artifacts, and at a number of sites we're able to place these to AD 650 to 700 years ago.
650 to 700 AD. It didn't make sense. The accepted version of events was that by 650 AD, the Moche had been destroyed in an environmental catastrophe. This was clearly not true. The Moche had survived the environmental upheavals. And 50 years later, we're still building new towns. Until they finally disappeared, sometime after 700 AD. It was time for some new thinking. Dillehay's group returned to the settlements. One of the towns they studied was called Cerro Chepen. It's surrounded by an enormous wall.
The site itself is absolutely huge. You can see the wall runs all the way around it. It runs all the way around to my side over here and far beyond what I can see. It certainly could have housed hundreds, if not thousands, of people during the Moche period.
It looked like a massive hill fort. Nothing like it had been seen before in the Moche world.